Someone on Reddit found a pretty nice trick that will let you become godlike on sea. One enemy got a strange familiar weapon that we might get in the future as well, seems very likely, and there's way more to discuss, like bug fixes that are coming and way more. So if you enjoyed that, then a like would be super appreciated, and let's go. So let's start with that trick from Slovenian Husky on Reddit. And now it's everyone like, delete that post because Ubisoft will likely change it now that they see it. It's regarding the naval portion of the game. If you namely switch your ship skin, then your health will be reset. So you get a full health bar again. And it never really occurred to me because why would you change your ship design when fighting other ships? Likely also because you cannot change while in direct combat. But when you try to get away from a tough fight and don't see the health bars from the enemies anymore, then just go to the ship menu and change the design so you get all your health back. So now you can just sail back, get into the fight again, and you will see that the ships will have the same health bar, so you can continue to fight them, only you have full health. Works against the mercenaries as well. Only the sort of boss ships that also give you a design, reset their health, or in my case like disappeared. Not sure where this guy went. So yeah, totally something to keep in mind when doing the naval combat. It can totally help you out. Thanks to Slovenian Husky on Reddit. Although they will likely change it soon, I would imagine. Now on to something very interesting. I got reached out by Reeks on Twitter. My Twitter is, by the way, @JorRaptor, so totally follow me there if you haven't already. And reach out if you got something as well, just like Zeeks did. Anyway, he saw a Persian enemy who got a weapon that could be something that we will wield in the future too. If you finish the first episode of the Legacy of the First Blade, then you get the Edge of Time daggers. A nod to the Dagger of Time in Prince of Persia. They look very similar, and the name is of course pretty similar as well. Well, there is another famous sword from that series that you get near the end of the Two Thrones game. It's called the King's Sword and it looks like this. Well, it looks like we might get that sword in Odyssey as well in the future, because going back to Zeeks, he saw this sword namely show up in the hands from one of the Persian enemies in one of the cutscenes of the Legacy of the First Blade. Like, this enemy takes it out as if it's nothing. Totally looks like the King's Sword with the blue glowing effect to me and the cool black edge. But sadly this enemy did not have the weapon anymore when the fight started. But still weird of course that he got it during the cutscene, kind of teasing us with what is to come likely, because I would not be surprised if we got this weapon at the end of the second episode or maybe the third episode. Would totally fall in line with the Edge of Time that we of course got in Hunted, the first episode. So I really hope that this is the case, although I would love to see more staffs in the game as well. Like, there are only freaking 2 legendary staffs and 1 is a Helix Store item. That's not a lot. I mean, we know at this point that the guy in charge of the weapons over at Ubisoft is a complete fan of the spears and likes the swords too, but we need some staff love. I love to use a staff, I can only use 1, that kinda sucks. So what I'm trying to say here is that a new legendary staff in a future episode would be cool as well. What we will get, as we already know right now, are 2 other abilities that Ubisoft already teased, but we only got 1, the Deadville ability in the first episode. So yeah, that implies that with the next episode we will get 1 of the 2 abilities that are still not released, and then in the third one we have them all. I'm of course talking about the sort of hunter skill that looks like the light bow from Origins, and also the sword with the angel wings. Looks like maybe an attack that Demos is using. And he has the flamethrower for on our ship, Greek Fire. It was also teased in the Legacy of the First Blade trailer, but we also don't have it yet. So yes, the second episode for the Legacy of the First Blade is slated to hit in early 2019, roughly 6 weeks after the first episode, so mid-January. But we still got some content to look forward to in December as well, as I told you in my recent video going over everything Ubisoft announced that would be coming to Odyssey this month. Like, a lot of it is already in the game though, and for the other things they just have to flip the switch, I would imagine, since they already announced that the third episode of The Lost Tales of Greece was already added with update 1.11, so that will just appear likely on a Tuesday in the game. And of course we have the new item pack coming as well. And the Ubisoft Club crew design from Syndicate, the Blighters, not the Rooks I mentioned in my previous video, but Ubisoft said it actually wrong as well in their December video. Thanks to Vil Laru for noting that in the comments of that December update video. So because I think that most of the content that Ubisoft wants to add this month is already in the game, they just have to flip the switch so it appears in our game. So I would actually be surprised if we saw a big update in December. But there are right now some pretty serious issues that should be fixed, and Ubisoft is now aware of them. They noted that on Reddit. Like the photo mode is now most of the time stuck when you try to use it. If you reset the photo mode, then you can move it freely again, but this is of course not how it should work, and with the sort of photo mode competition coming up on December 10th, you would think that they want to fix this issue, right? Ubisoft is aware, by the way, and they are looking into it. Also, the people on level 70 have to get 25 million XP to fill their XP bar, while it should be 2.5 million XP. So yes, out of nowhere, an extra 5 just showed up in that sort of XP bar. Ubisoft is again aware and also looking into it, so it should be fixed soon. And remember that I showed you the stats of the new Persian Elite set with perks on level 1, even though the gear was higher. Well, thought that since I was playing on a Ubisoft build, because then I could play the DLC early, that it would be fixed in the real game. Well, that's not the case. I now have the bracers of this set, for example, with 3% adrenaline per hit on level 56. The chest has only 5% crit damage, while it should be 30% crit damage with a level 6 perk. So that is weird for sure. Speaking of weird, Redson reached out with this glitch where the weekly quest started counting beyond the required number. So hopefully he can still complete it for the Orichalca, but not sure what is going on. And speaking of that weekly quest, Amy reached out with a nice tip for easy torch kills that you need for the weekly, of course, this week. Because the weapon is really bad, it does not do a lot of damage, you need a lot of hits to kill the enemy. Well, you can also paralyze the enemy with the paralyzing arrows and then finish them off with one hit of the torch, and then it will still be counted towards the torch kills. So that is really nice. Do that if you still need to do the weekly quest. Another weird glitch that happened in Cameron's game is also worth noting. He could suddenly equip all the gear pieces he got. Like we see that all the chests are selected here. So again, what is going on? It stopped after restarting his PS4, but it's not really game breaking, it's just weird things that are going on in the game. It's not like the other things I mentioned. Hopefully they maybe release some sort of bug fix patch soon, because right now I just got this new DLC gear, I want to use it, but it's pretty bad, so no real incentive to do it. Just like getting XP on level 70 if you have the 25 million XP requirement. So hopefully they release a new patch this month that addresses these issues and maybe gives us a glimpse at what we can expect in January. I mean, Ubisoft is well ahead of schedule with these content updates. Remember that the mastery levels, a big feature from the December video, was released in an update on November 29th. So I think it can still happen, but of course the end of December is mostly vacation time, Christmas time and stuff like that. So I'm curious to see. When we know more, I will of course let you know here on the channel. And recently Ubisoft also changed some of the perks from the lieutenants for on your ship, like adding new ones as well. So if you remember some of them or got lieutenants with perks you haven't seen around launch of the game, don't let me know via Twitter at JorRaptor, Instagram JorRaptor, or in the comments of this video, because I want to do a video on this. There are some other cool vines, so want to combine it all. So if you have some cool input, totally let me know and I might include it in the future video. So yeah, subscribe for everything Odyssey, like this video to support the channel, and of course, a lot of people are getting the lieutenant. Like, I'm not joking, I get like a few messages every day with people that got it. It's my time. It's time that I freaking get the Hades Lieutenant. Let's see if we got it. And we are back at the Ecos of the Olympian store. Let's see if we can finally get the freaking Hades Lieutenants. Yes, it's time for a legendary as well. So come on guys, let's do it. An epic. Horned Helmet, Hunter damage, ignore half damage. Pretty nice crit damage. Not a bad Hunter helmet if you need one, but I don't need one. Like, I'm completely fine with Hunter helmets. I'm completely fine with that. Like, I can show you my Hunter helmet right now. It's completely fine. But yeah, my lieutenant sort of lineup is not completely fine. Like, I got this one: crit damage, headshot damage, Hunter damage. Need to upgrade it still. Yes, I've been waiting for that. I want to just upgrade it once I hit level 70, but taking my time, Anyway, yes, 4% fire damage. That's not how it's supposed to work. Hopefully they fix that soon. When we know more, like I said, I will let you know here on the channel. So totally subscribe for everything Assassin's Creed Odyssey if you haven't already. Like this video to support the channel. Check out my video on a full rundown of all the December content coming to the game. And I will of course speak to you next time. Goodbye.